Hi, and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann, and today I want to show you a resist technique using lip balm and pigment ink. Lip balm or plain old Vaseline is great for a quick and easy resist technique. You can see here on the front of my card this striped background. Well, that has been done with this technique. So the red areas that you see here are red pigment ink, and the white areas are where I applied Vaseline, or you could use any kind of petroleum jelly product like a lip balm. So let me show you how easy this is to do. First, I'm going to bring in my piece of plain white glossy cardstock. And then I need to bring in my Vaseline. Now, you can use a regular lip balm, something like this. This one happens to be, as you can see, Fruity Shine. And very often with lip balms that you buy at the drugstore, it's going to be a color. So this one is Fruity Shine. It will work just fine. Not as well, though, as the Vaseline or the store brand of whatever type of petroleum jelly you can pick up at your local drugstore. Now I'm going to show the application of this to you with the Vaseline, and then I'm going to show you what it will look like with the Fruity Shine. So you'll have a choice of which one you like better. I'm going to apply the Vaseline directly onto the cardstock, and I'm getting a little bit more on my finger than you might use to actually put on your chapped lips or on your skin. And I'm going to do stripes, so I need to carefully just draw my stripes down here. Now I've got one stripe going here. I know it's really difficult for you to see because it's clear on white, but I know that I want my stripes to be fairly even, so I'm going to turn this around, hold it down on the side, and then do another stripe over here, holding on to this, and then come in and do another one evenly spaced. And I'm not glopping it on. You can see I'm just kind of putting on a thin enough coat because I'm going to be removing it, so you don't want to have too much on there. So let's see if you can see this as I wiggle it. Can you see my 4 stripes of Vaseline on there? Okay, now the next thing I need to do is apply my ink. And I'm going to quickly clean off my finger, and then I'm going to take my ink pad. Now this is the Colorbox Crafter's ink pad, and this is in Fire. Basically, you want to use a pigment ink for this, and that's going to give you the same effect that I have on here. Working on my craft sheet, I'm just going to squash the color down right onto my craft sheet. And I've got that on there, and then I'm going to spritz a little bit of water. Not too much, I don't want it to be a lake, but just enough so that when I come in with my brayer, that I can brayer the color on here. And you can start to see, I think, you can start to see how the Vaseline is resisting where I've put my ink. So now what I'm going to do is bring in a dry tissue or cloth of some kind, and I'm simply going to remove the Vaseline. And this way you can see even better how it's resisted. So I'm going to turn this around, and I'm removing the Vaseline in the same direction that I applied it. So I'm not going this way, I'm not rubbing around, not quite yet. I really just want to get off the Vaseline that I've applied on here. So you can see how I've gotten my striped effect. Now once I remove most of the Vaseline so that it's not greasy anymore, then I'm going to take a clean area of the same dry tissue and really buff off any excess Vaseline on here. Turn this around, and I have a very cool striped background. So let me clean up my my ink over here and some of the wet. I wanted to show you also, I mentioned that you could do this with a commercial lip balm, something that has a bit of a color to it. And I found that, of course, this is the Fruity Shine, so it's that a little bit of a red color tinted. And when I used it for the same technique, I got less crisp of a result. So you may like that. So if you want it to be high contrast like this one, or a kind of a tone-on-tone effect like this one, the choice is up to you. So I just wanted to show that to you just so you could see what your options were before you had to experiment. Now I'm going to bring back in my card, and I want to show you something else. The background on here has been stamped with a piece of bubble wrap. So you can see this is my lovely stamp here. And to do this, I thought I'd just show it to you quickly because I used paint for this rather than an ink pad. This is just regular black craft paint that I picked up at my local store, and I simply put it into a little palette. You could put this onto your craft sheet if you wanted to too. A little dab of it. I'm using a cosmetic wedge to apply this to my bubble wrap because I don't want to paint directly onto it. I just want just a light coat of paint, and this gives me a lot of control when I'm putting this on. So I'm just going to dab it onto my bubble wrap, and then taking my blank card, simply flip this over and press it gently like a stamp. So that's what it will look like. So you get a really fun kind of a spattered effect, but it's also not quite as precise, which kind of lends itself to the overall look of the card, I think. So I'm going to bring this back in so you can see I stamped down here at the bottom and up here at the top. The stamp that I've got going across here and then these two stamps are from a set from Paper Artsy. And this is the HP 1008, and it's on easy mount. So it means that they're red rubber mounted, and you just put them onto a block and they cling. So I use this really pretty branch going across this way, and then I also use the same stamp set has this circle and then this other little ticket on here. This is just a white paper flower and then some black ribbon wrapped around the entire front of the card and then taped underneath that flower. And the buy airmail ticket, well, that was something that I pulled off of a letter that I received. So one of those things that you pull off and you save and then finally get a chance to use it on something. And I like that it's just a little pop of color here, and it goes really nicely with the red and the black and the white. So this is how to create a very simple resist technique using lip balm or Vaseline. I really hope you enjoyed today's show. For more ideas and inspiration, please do stop by my website at saranaumann.com. Thank you so much for joining me on Studio SN, and I will see you again next time.